All right, guys. So, before we start, can I get a thumbs up, guys, or a heart from you? So I really apologize because of my voice, as we all know that it's the season of raining, and then sometimes it gets sunny. So this might affect some of our health. So please make sure to drink plenty of fluids and take those vitamin C's as much as possible. Anyway, so wow, we have 120 participants for tonight. It's a lot compared to what we have from the previous Fridays. But thank you so much for spending your weekends, almost weekends, with us. And of course, I know that every one of you is really excited to learn a lot of things that includes being a virtual assistant, and of course whatever your decision would be right after this webinar, then hopefully we can help you decide. So I would like to ask everyone, guys, so what was your goal, or what was the reason that that pushed you to join this webinar tonight, aside from, of course, it's free and it's a Friday? Okay, new career, learn new skill, learn more from a pretty girl like you. Well, thank you so much, KM. I think that's one of the perks of working at home as well. It's not stressful to go to commuting every day, especially if, your shift starts at a rush hour time. So it's really, really stressful. Learn to be a VA. So, guys, always remember that all of your answers are correct, and that we all want a job that would really help us to improve, not only in the career world, but of course for us to personally improve on ourselves, the way we manage things, the way we do our job, and the way we work with different people as well. So let me just share my slides. Tonight we are very much happy to share these experiences with you, and that those are the things that happened during the Batangas, they call this the summer con in Batangas. So we had a retro theme, and everyone was wearing 80s outfit. So it was really fun. Okay. So what's your current profession right now? Okay, while waiting for the slides. Full-time mom. Okay, stay at home, online English tutor. So before I entered the virtual assistance industry, and before I was hired in Virtudesk, I was working as an English tutor as well to Japanese students. Tech support, ICT account manager. Interested to apply general VA? Sure, guys. Everyone is always welcome to apply, but first we have to master the art of being a virtual assistant. Okay, so here's our topic for tonight. So we will help you to start your virtual assistance journey. What do you need? What are the skills required? What are the things that you need to learn? And the step-by-step process on how to officially start it. Because I've been receiving a lot of like questions, a lot of messages that they want to really pursue the virtual assistance industry or job, but they don't know where exactly to start. And this free webinar is specific for that question. Okay, so let us first discuss the agenda for tonight. So these are our topic and agenda. So first is the introduction to virtual assistant. Next is getting started as a virtual assistant, handling different types of tasks, learning and growing as a virtual assistant, dealing with challenges and solutions, application process, and available positions. But before that, I forgot that we have to share it on Facebook as well. So if you do know friends and family that would like to join this webinar, and if they're unable to because they don't have the Zoom application, then they can go ahead and watch it from Facebook Live. Who here has Facebook, guys? Kindly give me a thumbs up if you do have Facebook. I think everyone has Facebook. Even kids have Facebook already. So if you do have some time, like right now, okay, kindly share this live on Facebook. Share, comment, and just let everyone see it. So the Zoom live stream is available on the PH or the Virtudesk recruitment page. Okay. Okay, so we are now on live. Let me share my screen. Okay, so guys, I would like to ask you, what is a virtual assistant for you guys? Like when you hear the word virtual assistant, what comes into your mind? It's nice reading the current jobs that you have, like full-time mom. And as a full-time mom, it's like you have this desire that you want to stay at home, still doing um your responsibilities as a mom, but you also want to make sure that you can provide as well financially. Driving going to work is too hassle. I think everyone would agree with that. Online secretary. So guys, don't worry because all of your answers are correct. So yes, virtual assistants is basically you are like a personal assistant. You're like a secretary and you're someone who's working for a client. Then you're not working in a physical office. So you're working remotely using the equipments that you have, internet, laptop, computer, headset, and webcam. And as a virtual assistant, your tasks and responsibilities includes admin tasks, management of different things like calendar, email, social media platforms. So that's why I'm telling everyone, guys, who's asking me, especially through Facebook, that you have to join through free webinars like this because it's really difficult for me to answer all of your questions, especially in chats. And this is it's very wide, it's very vast, and it would take us couple days for us to finish this kind of topic. So that's the reason why I really encourage you to join webinars like this. So I can explain to you real time and we can answer to your questions as well. So that is what a virtual assistant is. So let us proceed. So what do they do? So these are the things that a virtual assistant um, does. So first is email management. You have to sort the emails from the most important to the least one. Outbound calling and appointment setting is quite similarly the same when it comes to task, but outbound calling sometimes includes like problem solving skills because when you call let's say customers or clients, you have to discuss to them whatever the contract is or something like that. And then it's also different when it comes to appointment setting because in the appointment setting industry, at the end of every call you have to make sure that you have closed a meeting or like a schedule to your client or to your prospect customers. So it's different, but somehow it's the same because in outbound calling and appointment setting, the skills that you must have would be patience, what else? Active listening, problem solving skills, and also you have to be very good in building rapport with who you're talking with. Next is data entry. So data entry, from the word itself, you have to enter data from a specific list of documents. So you have to sort them and you have to make sure that you are very keen in observing details because one incorrect information or one mistake would really affect the entire document. So what we're what there somehow, you know clients are looking for someone who's really good in observing, really good in making sure that everything is perfect as much as possible, because these are data, these are information, these are documents from different people or different customers or clients. So that's what data entry is. Next is admin tasks. This is the usual task of a virtual assistant, like social media management, typing, or sorting materials, sorting documents and such. And then also, social media management is also different because, yeah, from the word itself, you have to manage social media platforms, which is, of course, we have Facebook, Instagram. What else do we have? Twitter, TikTok, and it's your responsibility to reply to comments. It's your responsibility to create and be very creative when it comes to thinking contents. It's your responsibility as well to make sure that the image of the brand is very vocal when it comes to social media platform. So if in case there are times that the businesses really improve if they post it on social media. Because as of now, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram is the most used platform in technologies or in the digital world right now. So I think it's a great boost when you're posting your brand or your business online. Next is graphic design. So sometimes, even though you're a social media manager, it's also one of your responsibility to learn how to do graphic designing. But sometimes, the client would just ask you to just be a graphic design alone. So as a graphic design, it's your responsibility to create images or visual content online. So that includes using popular editing softwares right now, which is Canva. Sometimes we also use Adobe. But for me, it's really user friendly when you use Canva because the interface is really easy to learn, and there's a variety of templates. Um, what else? Pictures and options for you to just play along with the designs that you want to come up with. And lastly, calendar management. So, as a virtual assistant, it's your responsibility to make sure that you are well aware of your client's schedule. Whether if they have a meeting today, if they do have a certain appointment by Saturday, if they do have something to do by this time, point of hour or point of time. So, it's your responsibility to manage it and to inform what their calendar is. Okay? So, guys, give me a heart if you are familiar with these tasks and responsibilities. And if not, kindly use our chat box section and just type in the specific task that you're not familiar with. Okay, let's do it. Let's treat this as an activity. Okay, real estate. Graphic design and outbound cold calling. Sam D is not familiar with it. Some is not familiar with real estate and data entry. So guys, it's still a good thing because as you can see, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 tasks and responsibilities that you can see on the screen, but you only type in 1 to 2 that you don't really know or you're not familiar with. So that's still a one step forward because at least you know the rest of the rest of the task and responsibilities on the screen. So that is my challenge personally for you guys. So since you've discussed these things that you're not familiar with, then you have the rest of the year to study what an outbound cold calling is, how to do graphic designing, how to do social media management. So, guys, being a virtual assistant, you have to be independent as well. So what I mean with independent is that uh, you should not be spoon fed with all the things that you have to learn. You have you need to have that kind of willingness to learn it on your own, to research on your own. And that's why we have online, we have websites, and we have Google Chrome. Guys, everything is free on the internet right now. So make use of it and take advantage of the technologies that we have right now. Okay? So are we all good, guys? Can you give me a thumbs up if you would like to proceed to our next slide? Yes, guys. Monette said, be resourceful. Okay, let's use the internet. We have like around 1 to 2 hours free every day. So let's use it to learn these niches. So what do you need? Okay. So you need internet, of course. Next is your desktop or your laptop because that is the primary equipment that you'll be using. You also need to have your own noise canceling headset. Okay. Next is HD webcam, 1080 full HD webcam. Okay, so do you have all this equipment, guys? Let me know. Are you complete with this equipment? All right, good. So that's another one step forward if you have this equipment. Okay, so it seems that everyone is complete with the equipment. So that's another check for your bucket list to becoming a virtual assistant. So what are the perks when you're working from home? As a virtual assistant, you will have work and life balance. Next is you can ditch the time whenever you're commuting, like before when you're in a corporate company. Because for me, guys, believe it or not, okay, so commuting really takes a lot of time when it comes to just working. I think it's just really a hassle because the 1 to 2 hours that you use in commuting is really useful when you're at home. You know, you can cook home cook meals, you can prepare breakfast, you can do laundry or whatsoever, okay? And for me, it's just wasting time when you go commuting, especially during a rush hour. But again, guys, that is just for me. But I know that you would agree that sometimes it's just taking too long in commuting. And yes, work from home perks. Of course, you're working from home permanently. You can save money because you can save your daily fares when you go commuting, and at the same time, you don't need to eat out a lot because you can prepare home cooked meals, and you know you can just eat anytime. But I think the challenge when you're at home is that you just need discipline and integrity because you're alone working at home. Next is you can work anywhere as long as there's sufficient internet connection and that you have your equipment. As long as you can get the job done, then I think there's no problem where you're working. Lastly, comfortable and cozy. You don't need to prepare for your OOTDs. But sometimes, of course, if you need to go out, you have to prepare your outfits and such. But you don't really need to spend a lot of money to buying uniforms and outfits going to work every day. You can just take your breakfast, your dinner or your breakfast. You can just wear whatever you like. Just sit down and just do your tasks and responsibilities, and then just log out at the end of the day. And basically, the rest of the time is yours. So of course, I know that it's a stereotype that everyone is saying that, oh, it's lucky for you that you're working from home. But guys, don't forget that we also have our very own challenges working from home. So of course, it's one of our challenge that sometimes, you know, we really cannot uh, control, especially the internet. Sometimes we have some connection issues. Sometimes it's also difficult to stay up at night, especially that we have different time zones, compared to our clients. So of course, they are our clients, so we have to adjust to their time zone. Next is language barrier. Of course, we know that English is not our like first language. It's Filipino, so it's sometimes difficult if we're not understanding our clients, if they speak too fast, if they use very deep words. So sometimes it can also be a challenge. Distractions, okay, noises around, family and friends around, and it's also a distraction for me if you're not very comfortable with your work area or with your workspace. And lastly, power outage. Especially here in the Philippines, it's very common for us to have brownouts, as we call, or blackouts. So this might affect our work. But the good thing about that is you can work anywhere. So if in case you might experience connection issues, then you can just work at a nearby coffee shop that offers free Wi-Fi. And but at least you get to still finish the job required. Okay, so getting started as a VA. So first is for you to set up a suitable environment or a clean, peaceful, and organized workstation. Who here already has their own space at home or their own workstation at home? Okay. Okay, so lucky for you guys because before when I started, I was just using like the dining table. I don't know if that's what you call it. Like yeah, the dining table. So that's what I used before. So I was just in the living room and we were working in a dining table when we don't have any equipment yet. But good for those people who already has their own room and um they already have their own space because you just have to slowly build your workstation like the table and the chair and then everything. Okay, so it's very very useful because this is where you mostly stay, especially 8 hours of your shift. So it should be comfortable, it should be organized because it might affect your attitude when it comes to working. Next is for you to assess your skills and interests. Identify your strength. Identify your the niche that you're interested in. Or you can also identify the things that you really love doing. Okay? What are those things? That includes if for example before you really love doing videos, you love editing videos, you love like managing data or such. So sometimes these kinds of tasks and responsibilities, they start from what you love doing or what you usually do before. Like before when I was not yet in the virtual assistance industry, I really love editing videos, editing pictures, and creating graphics and posters. And I was able to develop that over time with experiences through several learning platforms or courses, and also by joining webinars like this. Next is for you to create an online presence or professional resume or portfolio. So if you already have your workstation, your equipment, and you know what niche you would like to really pursue, then that's the time that you can create your resume or your portfolio so that you can submit it to agencies like Virtudesk, or you can go ahead and apply through different application platforms online. So can you give me a thumbs up, guys, if you already have a resume or portfolio, or if you already created your resume or portfolio. Okay. Resume done. Okay, good. Good, guys. Okay. Next is for you to develop expertise in particular areas. So, for example, that's really something that you want to do. Then I think it's time for you to develop your skills, to excel, to improve. Maybe at this point of time, you're just, let's say, around 20% when it comes to graphic design. By the end of the month, by the end of the year, at least somehow, you have to goal yourself 80 to 100%. Okay, because it would really help you a lot if you widen your knowledge, if you widen your skills, and if you improve it over time. Guys, believe me or not, everything that's in here or in your mind or your skill will actually stay forever. And it's up to you if you're going to use it or if you're going to improve it for you as well, for your personal growth and for your personal gain as well. Next is to manage your time. Yes, that is correct. I know that you've heard many things about virtual assistants, and that includes time management. This is very important, guys, because again, just like what I've told you earlier, that being a virtual assistant, you have to work remotely on your own. So it's only you, and you need to have integrity, which means that you need to do what's the right thing, even though no one is looking. So by managing your time, you can multitask without jeopardizing or without sacrificing the quality of your outputs. Because sometimes if you're doing a lot of things all at once, and then if you're not good in time management, you can finish them early, but the quality of the output is not that very good. But if you're able to manage your time, you can just finish it one by one. You can start from the easiest and then the hardest, or sometimes it's a strategy that they finish the hardest ones first or the most difficult ones before they proceed to the most easiest one. At the same time, you can finish them on time, and also you can finish them with good or 100% quality. And lastly, achieve your best every day. Okay. So that means that working as a virtual assistant, you have to um enjoy what you're doing. You have to make sure that you still have healthy mental health. You have to make sure that you are taking advantage of your work from home setup, which means that you just manage your time, enjoy it if you don't have any work. And I know that sometimes expectations can be very difficult, but again, it's still up to you on how you adjust the expectations and how you push yourselves to really do the best. Okay? So guys, can you give me a thumbs up or a heart, guys, if you're understanding everything and if you're all good there? Okay. Okay, guys, thank you so much. So let us proceed to handling different types of tasks. Okay, so I know that some of you might have some difficulty multitasking or handling different tasks all at once. So this is the perfect subtopic for you guys. So first, let's start with the administrative task. So first is email management. So for you to handle these kinds of tasks, first is you need to organize. In organizing, you have to use folders, labels, filters that you can rename and change over time so that you can keep the inbox organized and it's easier for you to locate the things. And next is prioritize. Again, identify and respond to high priority emails promptly. So choose. Okay, you have to check if this is the most difficult one or this is the most easiest one. By managing these kinds of things, it's going to be easier for you in the long run. And lastly, automation. Set up automated responses for common inquiries or questions so that you don't have to reply to them all at once. So maybe you can just use an automation where if they like send an email and says how, so the system automatically detects the how chat. So your email will automatically send responses as well. And they can also include numbers, another email, or another contact information in which they can contact if in case you cannot respond to the email as soon as possible. Next is calendar management. So first is scheduling, coordinate and schedule appointment meetings in advance. You can also use reminders that will give you notifications if in case it's up to date already or it's due. Like, hey, Joanna, you have a meeting by this date. Kindly prepare. Or you have a meeting in about 30 minutes. So, reminders is also good if you're someone who tends to forget things quickly, which is me. That's me. So I really forget things very quickly. So I use reminders. I use sticky notes on the screen as well to help me navigate everything. And lastly, time zones. This is the most difficult when it comes to dealing with calendars because sometimes if you schedule this on a specific time zone and date, sometimes it's different from your clients. So you have to be very careful with that, and you have to make sure that you review it or just double check it before submitting. Next, how to handle data entry. First is accuracy. Make sure that you are sure of the information and data is entered accurately. Double check for everything. Is the date of birth correct? Is the spelling correct? Is the time correct? Is it AM or PM? Is it 2024 or 2023? So accuracy would really help you make sure that your output is 100% all goods, perfect, and you don't need to revise anything. And lastly, tools. Use spreadsheet because the interface of spreadsheet, it allows you to put specific they call this specific titles and specific graphs and separation from each information. So it's very good. Excel, Google Sheet is all good. Whatever works for you. Okay. Next is we'll proceed to communication task. Okay, so for communication task, first, especially with customer support, provide timely and courteous responses to customer inquiries. So, with this one, maybe I can say that you have to still respond in a nice way. Use the right words. I know that sometimes customers would be asking several questions, the same questions, and sometimes they tend to be, they call this. Sometimes we can feel that we are quite annoyed with how many questions they're asking. But again, guys, at the end of the day, that's your job. And they just really don't know what the product is all about. So it's very important for you to be very patient in replying and responding and the right way in explaining them things as well. Okay. You can use the tools for you to utilize customer support like Zendesk or Freshdesk. If you're not familiar, then again, guys, if you're hearing something that you're not familiar with the whole webinar, just jot it down. And then those are the things that you have to review and you have to learn by the end of this webinar. And also documentation. Every time that you speak with a representative, with a customer, always make sure that you jot everything down. You take notes so that you're not going to be uh, confused whether you already spoke with this specific customer or not. So just keep records, okay? Just write notes. Did they pay? Did they responded? Were they able to file a case about this? Did they agree? Did they send it back? So write everything down that's included on your conversation so that it's just on the system. Okay, social media management. Okay, so first is content creation. Create engaging posts, graphics, and videos. That's your responsibility. Next is to schedule it. for you to save a lot of time, you can schedule it. There we have different tools online that is free and that you can schedule it. And sometimes in Facebook they have the scheduling interface as well, an option in which that you can just schedule it for the rest of the for the whole month, and then it would just automatically post on its own. So you don't have to always visit the social media platform to post it manually, because the Facebook will do that for you. And lastly, engagement. Respond to comments, messages, and mentions promptly. Promptly, which means as soon as possible or once you receive the information. Okay. Next is content creation. So first is writing and editing. We have your blogs and articles. Write blog and edit blog or articles based on client guidelines. So do not edit or do not proofread blogs or articles based from your own preference, but include what your client wants about it. That's not your responsibility, guys. Okay, it's just your responsibility to edit it, but the whole outcome or the result, or what do you call this, like the appearance of it, the contents, it's not up to you. Okay, it's up to your client, so you have to still ask questions. So proofreading, this is where you check for the grammar, spelling, and punctuation errors. SEO, optimize content for search engines, use relevant keywords, use hashtags that are currently trending for you to receive more engagements, comments, like, shares, and that, you know, we can boost the brand, the customer, the client's brand and business online. Next is graphic design. We have Canva or Adobe Photoshop, and creativity. So as a graphic designer, guys, for me, I think what you need to really master is the color wheel, so that you can just decide on the colors and it would complement on each other. Lastly, you can also learn how to um, like choose the right font style, font text, the correct placements of the elements. It's your responsibility, guys, because if it's not appealing to the audience, then it won't be very effective. It will not be very effective, and the engagements will not that boost the brand or, you know, the business. Okay. And lastly, the video editing. So we have video editing tools like Adobe Premiere Pro or Final Cut. um I think in Canva we also have video editing option, and we also have different online. So just explore the internet, and you will be very surprised by how many tools you can take advantage with. And lastly, skills. Edit videos. Make sure that the quality is good. The music is timing. It's perfect and it's relatable. Add effects and make sure that everything is smooth. Okay. So guys, are you learning so far? Let me know, okay? Let me know. Can I get a heart, guys, if somehow you're understanding the webinar topics? I have to mute and unmute every once in a while because um yeah, I'm having sore throat, so take care of yourself, guys. It's really difficult to be sick nowadays. Anyways, let us proceed. So next is learning and growing as a virtual assistant. So let's say you are already a virtual assistant. You have to make sure that you grow, you improve, you level up from what you have before. So first is you need to develop your skill continuously. That is by finishing or joining online courses, which is, I think it's available in Udemy, yeah, and then Skillshare. We have many courses in those applications or platforms. Next is certifications. But guys, do not overthink about this, because yes, I know that it might be useful for some clients, but sometimes even though you have certifications, but if you don't know how to do that specific task, it's useless. So I think it's really important for you to master the skills first, and then sometimes you can get certifications if you really have good experiences. Okay, but do not overthink about certifications because, yeah, sometimes it's not really required. Next is workshops and free webinars like what Virtudesk is offering, which I'm very happy that you're here right now. So, joining webinars like this is a skill development, and especially it's for free, guys. You don't need to pay for anything. You just have to really register and attend. And we do webinars every other Friday. Okay, just to let you know. Okay, next is specializing in a niche. So first is for you to identify your niche. Next is to develop expertise and market yourself. So make sure that you're good in a specific task first, one at a time. Do not learn graphic designing and managing all at once. Just focus on graphic designing first, and then you can move forward. And then if you're already confident with the skills that you have, then that's the time that you can market yourself, create portfolios, and create your resumes. Okay, can I get a thumbs up, guys? We're now proceeding to dealing with challenges and solutions. Yes, of course, we still experience challenges, okay? Okay, let's proceed. So, first is challenges in managing your time effectively. So, first is balancing multiple clients and tasks can lead to overwhelm and inefficiency. And so, sometimes if you have a lot of tasks and you have like a deadline, let's say 1 to 2 days. So, these are specific solutions. First is prioritization. Okay. So when you want to prioritize a specific task, sometimes based from what I heard from fellow VAs, they finish the difficult ones first. Because usually the difficult ones takes a lot of time for you to finish it. That's why you have to finish it first. At least by in the latter part, it would just be very easy for you to finish the easy ones. And you don't have to overthink that you still have a specific difficult task for you to finish. So that's one of my suggestion. Next is use time management tools. Like you can use scheduling tools or time management, that can help you. Like for example, from 10:30 to 11, like for 30 minutes, I have to finish this task. For the next hour, I have to do this. For this time, I will do my break and then this. So it really help you a lot. At least you have your own schedule. And again, you still need to have discipline, guys. Okay, discipline is the most important because even though you've set up schedules like that, if you will not follow it, it doesn't make sense. Okay. And we have time blocking. So schedule specific blocks of time for different tasks. So for example, I want to block 11 to 12 because in that 1 hour I have to do this. Okay. So that's what you call time blocking, which means that you have an allotted time for a specific task. It's very easy, it's very convenient, and it's helpful, guys. Maintaining communication, okay? Some of us, if we're not very confident with our English communication skills, communication might be an issue. So this is our challenge, okay? Working remotely can lead to communication gaps with clients and team members. So these are the possible solutions. First is regular updates. Okay, just update them. Keep records. Let them know. Okay, like I'm already in this, I'm about to be finished, or I'm almost done. I'm having quite difficulty with this. Can you help me with this one? Okay. Next is clear communication channels. Take advantage of the channels that we have: Slack, Zoom, email, Messenger. Okay. Establish good rapport. Establish clear communication by replying as soon as possible if you're available. Okay. Because guys, I believe that delaying messages or delaying replies, again, I'm talking about the professional world, okay, in the career world. So delaying replies would also mean delayed solutions. Okay? So if you reply delete, then you might not have enough time to edit or revise it if needed. Lastly, active listening. Okay? If you don't understand it, then I think there's nothing wrong with asking. You can say something like, hello, I'm really sorry, but I didn't quite understand what you mentioned earlier. Can you please repeat it? Okay. So active listening is sometimes helpful because giving instructions once is sometimes it's what do you call this? It's exhausting to give, like, let's say a 1 hour instruction. It's exhausting, right? But what if you have to repeat that 1 hour instruction again? So that's the reason why we have to maintain active listening. We have to really develop it. Guys, yes, active listening is developed over time. In active listening, you can develop it by using um, new words. You're able to understand difficult words, idiomatic expressions. You can also learn about how Americans or how other nationality, like you tell their humor, and you can widen your vocabulary as well. Okay, and lastly, I think this is one of the problems as well that we're encountering as a virtual assistant. Guys, yes, it's fun and it's really enjoying to work at home, but sometimes it tends to be a little sad because you're at home compared to when you're working in a corporate office. You go out every day, you meet with people, you meet with your workmates, you're able to talk to them um, personally, but at home, you're just alone, especially if you're someone who's just living alone. You're not with your family. So sometimes it can also lessen the motivation, that you have compared to your interest in the beginning. So, yes, the challenge that we have is working from home can be isolating, leading to decreased motivation and productivity. Okay, so what are the solutions? Scheduled breaks, okay? Set a break, guys. Set a daily break on your schedule. Like maybe I would like to take a break around 1 to 2 a.m. because for me I can sleep, I can take a power nap, or I can snack, I can eat, and it can actually avoid burnout, and you develop that sense of motivation once you go back from break. Okay, next is social interaction. So join online communities, join webinars like this, attend virtual networking events to connect with other VAs and professional. So that's what I really love about Virtudesk because in let's say the 1 year span of working at home, Virtudesk always offers around two paid travels every year. So that summer con last time really gave me a lot of motivation and energy to go back to work. And it's nice because the company really lets us feel important. It helps us to feel that our mental and physical health matters because we were able to do team building. We were able to talk with our fellow workmates that we can only speak with virtually before. So yeah, it was really enjoying, guys. So if you don't have any social interaction, that's fine, but you can spend some time with your family, spend some time with friends and relatives. And lastly, workspace setup. So even though you're alone at home, but if you have a nice setup, you have a nice workstation, I think it's good because it helps you focus. It helps you maintain your interest in working. That this is what I'm dying to do, being a VA. Well, you're almost there, Glenelyn. You're almost there, okay? All of you guys are almost there. This is a one step forward, and I'm really proud of you guys for doing that. And hopefully, you'll be a part of our team. You're welcome, dear. Okay, so hopefully you've learned a lot. Before we proceed to the available positions here at Virtudesk, do you have any questions, guys? I always forget this, guys, but I'm supposed to tell this at the beginning of the webinar. But if you have specific questions that you want to be answered real time, use our Q&A section, guys, okay? And if you want to interact with your fellow VAs, use our chat box section. Thank you. All right, so let us proceed now to the available positions here at Virtudesk. We have GVA, ISA, and EVA. So GVA, General Virtual Assistant, Inside Sales Associate, and Executive Virtual Assistant. Okay, let us proceed to the first one, which is our GVA. Okay. Okay, go ahead, guys. If you feel the need to screenshot this, go ahead. So this is the General Virtual Assistant. This is $3 per hour. So all of our positions, guys, are 8 hours per day, 40 hours a week. Yes, it's full time. Usually the roles and responsibilities would include these: social media management, blog writing, database management, data entry, admin task, and email management. So yes, we do have free training, and you also have a training allowance for it. For the training allowance for the GVA position, this is $70 per hour. And if you're asking a lot, guys, yes, GVA is a non-voice position. So if you're asking what's the difference of GVA to the EVA, I'll answer that in a bit. Let us proceed to ISA. This is our voice position. This is $4 per hour, still the same full time. We require, however, for ISA is 6 months experience with the BPO. Okay. We require that because we want to make sure that you already know how to build rapport, you know how to do call, you know how to communicate, negotiate, and bargain with customers. Okay, the roles and responsibilities: outbound cold calling, appointment setting, CRM, concierge, database management. And lastly, the EVA. So the difference of EVA to GVA is that the GVA is a non-voice position, but for EVA, it's a blended position. So yes, you heard it right. For EVA, we require at least 6 months experience both in admin-related tasks or BPO. So in EVA, you are doing the tasks both in the voice position and the non-voice position. So guys, some of the people are asking me like, do you have to do all of these tasks listed on the screen? No, guys. Sometimes you have to do only 1 to 2 out of them. That depends on your client. So let me discuss the available position here at Virtudesk. First is for you to visit the website. Okay, so I'm going to be discussing the application process, guys, okay? So that you'll stop asking, because there are many questions about what are the process for the application. So here it is. You have to visit the myvirtudesk.ph for you to go to the portal and register. After that, just kindly wait for 72 hours. That's the estimated, guys, because we're also receiving high volumes of applicants. So before it was around 24 to 48 hours, but right now you might receive it within 24 to 72 hours, the latest. Next is online assessment. Online assessment includes typing test, cognitive exam, IQ exam, personality test, and English proficiency exam. Next is final interview. So you can see, yes, what you're seeing is correct. For GVA, there's no final interview. You'll go straight to training and then client interview. But for ISA and EVA, you still have to be endorsed to your final interview before training. All right. And then after your training, then you will have a limited client interview. So guys, why Virtudesk? Okay, why? Why not? Okay, so for Virtudesk, we offer HMO with dental checkup, 6 months with the client. You have paid sick leaves, paid vacation leaves, performance-based bonus or incentives, which will be from your clients. It's clients-based, yes. It's permanent work from home. All expenses paid, company trip or team building every year. And lastly, training allowance. All right, and then let me discuss the frequently asked questions. Okay. Guys, let me know if everything is all good, okay? Okay, so here are the frequently asked questions. So we only hire Filipino citizens currently residing in the Philippines. Yes, that is correct, guys. So we can only entertain applicants who are Filipinos and who's currently staying here in the Philippines. So the duration of when you'll get hired would always depend on your performance during client interviews. So we're seeing a lot of reviews like they are telling us like um I've been in Virtudesk for 3 months now. Like what's happening, like I don't have any clients. But when we ask that specific person, he or she already had like around 4 to 5 client interviews. So guys, that's not our responsibility anymore. Okay, that's why you have to do good on your training, because a client won't hire you unless they see that you're trusted and unless they see that you are doing good when it comes to tasks and responsibilities. We only offer full-time positions. VAs can have multiple clients. That is correct. But again, this is based on your performance, and if we can see that you can do it if you're capable to do it. Yes, weekends off. It's permanent Saturdays and Sundays, 8 hours per day. But the specific schedule, we cannot guarantee that because the schedule depends on your client. You have 12 paid vacation leaves, 5 paid sick leaves. All incentives are client based, and you will have dental checkups and your HMO after 6 months with a client. Okay, guys. So I think that's it. Okay. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for every one of you guys who joined, and I'll see you by our next webinar. If in case, guys, that you weren't able to watch this from start to finish, or if you want someone to watch this as well, we do have a webinar replay by next Saturday. That would be around 7 to 6 a.m., but we're not yet sure, but just keep posted on our Facebook page. So I think that's it for now, guys. Well, thank you so much for your time and your availability, guys. Okay, don't forget to subscribe and follow our social media platforms. Okay, if someone is asking you for money for applications, guys, let us know. And if you're seeing some of our contents, pictures, and videos are stolen by a different company or pages, let us know directly. So thank you so much, guys. Goodbye for now, and happy Friday. Happy weekend. Thank you.